All right. No, don't be alarmed. I am knocked out. I have fallen asleep. I'm getting ready for bed. The latest episode of The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip 3 has put me to sleep. I'm in my robe, my tank top. Child, I got on my sleep silk eyewear and my do-rag. I oh, what did I just watch? I was not prepared to go to bed this early. I literally was like, you know what? It's Sunday. I checked the DVR. I'm like, I got 60 minutes to watch. I'm watching Beef on Netflix, which is really good. I watched Power, which was really good. Hey, Monet Lorenzo. But child, I watched the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, and your boy fell asleep. I don't know what's happening to me. This y'all listen. I'm. This is what I wear when I got. This is me in my glory, baby. This is how I look when I go to bed, child. Y'all getting everything from me, honey. Hold on, child. Let me make sure I can see the people, honey. Yes, we're just gonna do this today. I don't wear a bonnet, but I do wear a do-rag, honey, because these waves gonna stay intact. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I literally am sleepy. What are we gonna do here? I thought this show has so much promise. We liked the first 3 episodes. Last week, I told y'all episode 4 and 5 wasn't hitting it. And I was like, this is kind of a snooze, but maybe episode 6 will get better. Child, it got worse. I am literally in my Skims robe. My hands her way. I don't, child. My beauty supply store do rag. That was bad. Michael Jackson bad. Lady Gaga bad. Romance bad. Danity Kane bad girls bad. Natalie Nunn baddies West on Zeus bad. At least y'all making me laugh. I don't know where to begin. I I literally don't know how this is going to go. So y'all getting this is real time. I literally just watched it. And I wish I never did. If you ever want to go to bed, forget that those sounds that you do y'all have that app that plays sound? So I usually play this when I go to bed because I need a little wind to put me to sleep. Besides my African doing it. Just saying. So no, it's the sound app. Can y'all hear this? Okay. So I usually play that to go to bed. But next time I'm going to play The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip 3 episode 6. It nothing happened. The episode started off with them I think having breakfast and I'm like, "Wait, I'm confused." We left off with Candace and Giselle having it out over Giselle accusing Candace allegedly of stealing the bottle of tequila that Giselle said took her 3 weeks to find. Oh, and Giselle, call me the thief, baby. Call me I'm the thief. I get accused of stealing stuff, so I stole this. Carla, you stole my. Anyways, so apparently Giselle, if you're looking for it, you could, this is what it is. So this is the gag. If y'all watched my video last week, I don't drink, okay? My African does. He loves tequila, okay? I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing. He loves tequila. So remember last week I said in our bar, we have this. So when Giselle said it took her 3 weeks to find, I'm like, my African goes to the hood at the liquor store and buys bottles of this. This is literally in my house. This is the bottle that Giselle called all that ruckus for. This is the bottle that allegedly takes 3 weeks to find when it took my African 3 miles to go to the liquor store. Anyways, so this is it. If you want to, it's a great presentation. Yeah, all that. Okay. But I digress. Okay. So I thought like, okay, well, at least we're going to get the continuation of this. So the episode started off with them just having breakfast, and I think Giselle sat next to Candace. And I'm like, so nothing happened after that? Then I'm like, that was really just made for TV. That really just was made, this whole ruckus was made for TV. And it made me think about the shows I produced, which is why, listen, y'all love watching my channel because y'all get the inside info on how these reality shows are done, and you're hearing it from an executive producer and creator of shows. So seeing that this argument lasted 1 second, it made me think about like the greatest housewife of all time, Nene Leakes. Y'all remember how Nene Leakes used to get mad if they were late to her house? Remember season 6 when she invited the girls to her house so that the bus can pick them up to go to Savannah? And Nene had an attitude that the girls were late. So she left the clubhouse in her neighborhood and went home. And it took all the girls to call her and be like, we're sorry, come back. It really took me to call her and say, look, Nene, it's your trip, come back. But I digress. And she got on the bus. She still had an attitude. And Kenya tried to defend her. They read Kenya for filth. But it reminded me, like, I'm used to working on shows where if someone has that type of anger at somebody, the anger Giselle had at Candace, you would have thought would last for the next morning. So think about that. Think about all the shows where they have big arguments. It lasted the next morning until they talked it out. So seeing how this episode opened up, I was like, child, this, I told y'all last week, I'm like, that was just for TV. I didn't believe it. This whole like 3 weeks took me to get the tequila. I was like, child, this is why people just ain't, this is why people question reality TV, because they're like, if I'm on a girls trip, this isn't what really happens. And in reality TV, especially older days of Housewives, for example, the franchise was a hit because it was a true mirror to our lives. You didn't have to be a middle-aged, successful woman to relate to what was going on, because it had universal themes that we all could relate to. Black, white, Latino, Asian, Indian, whatever, gay, straight, it didn't matter. So that put me off, and I was like, this is boo. And then Pepsi even knew it was fake. He was like, well, he called them fake. He said, you know, I don't like it when y'all do this. Y'all argue, then y'all laugh the next morning. I don't do this fake stuff. Even Pepsi knew that this was fake. He called y'all out on it. He's even like, what is this? So then that happened, and then the breakfast thing, and then Leah and Porsha got into it with the Porsha bye, Leah bye. How about we say goodbye to this trip? Bye. Hop back on the first class, all expense paid trip and go back to your various destinations. All y'all could say goodbye. Goodbye and good riddance. We're bored. This was snoozy. It even that was boring. And then Candace said, well, Porsha, because at some point, was it Whitney? Whitney said that Candace is the loudest of the group. And I'm like, here we go. Y'all picking on the girl who y'all think won't do nothing to y'all. That's how I took it. And I love all the girls. I love Porsha. I love Giselle. I love Candace. Candace is not the loudest. She may cry the most, right? She may fold her napkin 6 inches wide the most. She's not the loudest. I love Porsha. We all know Porsha's loud. I'm loud. I don't think being loud is a bad thing. So even Candace clocked that T like, how am I the loudest one? But we all know it's Porsha. Once again, the lie detector determined this was all a lie and all fake. Okay? Candace kept it all the way real. No, I'm not the loudest. Porsha is. Y'all just afraid of her. No, what do you mean? I'm not afraid of Porsha. I promise y'all this. As I was up watching this, I said the same thing before Candace said it. I said, y'all really kissing Porsha's ass. It's very weird to watch. So when Candace called it out, I was like, yo, you peep game too. They scared of her. And the reason why they're scared of Porsha is because what we saw on the first and second installment of Ultimate Girls Trip is the girls did their research on each housewife that was joining the trip. They would binge watch their seasons to see what they were getting themselves into. Those white girls saw Porsha drag some folks on Atlanta and said, I want no parts of this. I don't want no parts of it. Porsha would drag you down the street. Porsha would drag you off of a boat. Porsha would drag you on a, like, Porsha drags. Porsha is a drag queen, honey. Yeah, she'll drag you. So those girls was like, I am not about to get into it with Porsha on no day. They are afraid of Porsha, and they are kissing Porsha's ass. They really are. It's painfully obvious to watch. So then that happened, and then the producer of the show, no, not Pepsi, but Giselle, she then gets the drama started by telling Porsha what Leah said about her the night before. But Leah is having all of these medical complications with her body, whether she's on her period, whether she has something going on with her throat, she's throwing up. They took her blood pressure. They're like, your blood pressure's fine. She's vomiting. We don't see the vomit, but we hear it. I'm like, is this an excuse? Like the dog ate my homework? Are you faking sick because you don't want to deal with the drama because you too may be afraid of Porsha? None of this made sense to me. I literally was watching it like the math ain't mathing, the drama ain't dramatizing, the comedy ain't comedying. Like, what is happening here? And then it hit me again, like, the casting on this one was bad. The reason why we love installments 1 and 2 of Ultimate Girls Trip is because on season 1, you have Melissa and Teresa, history. You had Luann and Ramona, history. So let's just stop there for a second. So when they had arguments, when Melissa and Teresa had a real life argument about whether or not Melissa got on the show behind Teresa's back, which she did allegedly. Listen to one of my episodes of my podcast, the audio version, and you'll hear my take on it. Anyways, so then that was real. You had two people that had this long history. That was real. It was entertaining. It was interesting. When Teresa told those girls, I think she said this to Kenya, thank you for having my back, because on my show, no one has my back. not even my sister-in-law. That's the stuff we were like, oh my God, this, y'all breaking the fourth wall. This is good. When Luann and Ramona got into it on the boat, and Ramona was talking about Luann's men and kissing and being promiscuous, allegedly. It was interesting. They have history. Kenya and Cynthia's friendship suffered because of that trip. Because Cynthia felt that Kenya was too busy being friends with these other women, and Cynthia felt alone. And now we know that Cynthia at that time, unbeknownst to us, was going through marital problems with her now. Is the divorce final? Between her and Mike Hill. We now know that that played a role in how Cynthia was behaving. She was going through something that she wasn't sharing on camera. That's why Kenya was like, I don't know what's wrong with Cynthia, but I'm bored. It was real. Season 2, same thing. You have Vicky and Tamra, besties. Dorinda, Jill, history. Phaedra, Eva, history. That's why the second season of Ultimate Girls Trip, is the best one. It got better and better. And then this one, Ultimate Girls Trip 3, is on a decline. Candace and Giselle as your pair? Boo, boo, tomatoes, tomatoes. Why couldn't Robin come? I think Alexa and Marisol are great, but we know with those two, they will never have a disagreement, ever. And I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying they are going to give you comedy relief, and they have been thus far, well, the first 3 episodes, but now you forget that they're there because nothing's happening. And this running joke of Marisol being the drunk, honey, it has run its course. Put a fork in it. It's well done. It's burnt. It's crispy. Not original recipe. It's crispy. It's done. We're done. I'm over this. Marisol's a drunk. It was funny. It was interesting in the beginning. We're over it. The joke is stale. Heather and Whitney, I guess because, look, because Salt Lake City is so new, I don't know about y'all, and listen, I could be the minority in this situation. I'm not invested in Heather and Whitney's relationship. I just don't care. I'm not a big Salt Lake City fan. I've only watched season 2. Season 2 was great. I can't even tell you what happened last season. So y'all got these new housewives where we, the audience, we're not invested in Heather and Whitney's story or their relationship. We don't care. We don't. And then Porsha's by herself, really, because she's the only one from Atlanta. But like I said, she's there because she replaced Tinsley, because Tinsley, who thinks she's Meghan Markle, was like, I'm a princess, and there's certain things I don't want to talk about, but I need it written in my contract, allegedly. And they said, girl, bye. So instead of Porsha bye, Leah bye, they said Tinsley bye. Okay? Rightfully so. So Leah's on her own, and that's why this whole mixed bag of cast members, it ain't working. And the other thing, too, is this cast, none of y'all have been on the air long enough for us to be invested in y'all dynamic. Miami just got rebooted. Salt Lake City's been on for, 3 years? Porsha's by herself in Atlanta. Giselle and Candace have never been friends, really. The show's been on for 7 years, but you got the wrong pair. And then Leah was a 2-season housewife. So do y'all see what I'm talking about? The first season and the second season had the iconic cities: New York, Beverly Hills, Atlanta, Jersey. That's what we are invested in, is the true legacy. the legacy of the dynamic of the friendships of the pairing of the twosomes. This wasn't it. I don't know how many episodes are left. I don't know if I can watch another episode. I am in my do-rag and my Skims. First of all, this ain't Skims. It looks like it is, but it ain't. Okay. I got on my robe and my Hanes His Way top. Okay. Because I'm getting ready to go to bed. That's how bored I was. They need to wrap this up. I'm looking forward to seeing Ultimate Girls Trip 4 with Caroline and the Brandy situation. We got Phaedra and Eva again. We got Vicky Govelson. So I'm hoping that at least with these iconic figures, we'll get some great television. Because Ultimate Girls Trip 3, I know it ain't over with yet, but if I had to give it a grade, I would give it a C+. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all agree with me or disagree with me? Do y'all like it? Am I tripping? Are y'all gonna read me? Call us fuckers on your own shows. I will, and I do. But as a journalist, hey Porsha, hey Tamar Braxton, I have a job to do. And that is to what? Report the news. So let me know and make sure, again, you like and subscribe to this content, the channel, and hit the notification button so you don't miss an episode. So, child, I'm about to go to bed. My African's waiting on me. Oh, child. And I will see y'all later. Bye.